Come on, please pick up your boys. Roscarby, Kilmaximon, Key. All boats touch up now, please. Touch up. Stop rowing now. Stop rowing, please. Stop rowing. All boats ready. We have to get rid of this disaster. I'll take now from me in
Castleton Bear going well in the middle, Roscarby. Without ahead now with his Galley and Courtmac neck and neck. There's a quarter of a link between 4 or 5 boats here. Then Castleton Bear, Roscarby, Moyris. There's less than half a link separating all these boats. And on the very outside we've Ballinacurra, just about half a link back of these. The men are also going well on the outside. But ahead of the race, it is very, very close. Three boats now in exact line across the harbour. We have Galley, Castleton Bear, Courtmac, Roscarby and Moyris. Just about 3/4 of a link back of these 3 boats. Back half a link, then we've done Manway, back another half link. A link we have Ballinacurra on the very outside. But we'll call them as we go through the boys, which is still about 25 links out. But at the moment it is Galley, Courtmac and Castleton Bear all in one line across the harbour. Fantastic race. Out the outside, going well. Also on the outside now, so picking up a bit there. But I say, we'll call it going through the set of boys. Roscarby and Moyris just about the length of these 4 boats now. So going through the short set, it's going to be very, very tight, but it's going to be just Courtmac, Castleton Bear, Roscarby, Moyris and Manway, all of these in the bunch. It's very, very hard to call it at this stage. Back then, I thought about 4 links back at these, we have Ballinacurra. But as it stands, you couldn't call this race because everything will change from here to the turn, and the turn will be very, very important in this race. But as it stands, Courtmac are out that little nose, but there's about a link there, maybe a link and a half, separating all the rest of the boats. You know? I'd say if we had to call second at the moment, it would be Castleton Bear. But after that, third could be any one of 4 boats. It could be Moyris, Roscarby, Castleton Bear and Galley, and Dunman went the outside. Very, very hard to call it at this stage. But at the moment, it looks like if Courtmac has that link, 3/4 of a link ahead of Castleton Bear, but then the rest of the boats are virtually in one line across the harbour. We have Moyris, Roscarby, Galley, Kilmaximon, Key, Manway. All of those are virtually bunched together. We'll be able to call it a bit better at the turn because a good turn will make all the difference in this race and could make the difference between being in the minor places and winning the race. It is that close. I think it's the closest race of the day with a 3 boats across the harbour there and all right there. At the moment it will look like it will be Courtmac coming in first. Courtmac coming in. Right. Castleton coming in, Roscarby coming in, Dunmanway, Kilmaximon Swimming and Rowing Club, Moyris, Galley, all those boats are in and turn. But as we come out from the buy, it is Court McShurry got the best turn. These are closely followed by Castletown Bear and Rosscarbery, Moyles, and then back a bit to Kilmacsimon Swimming and Rowing Club, Galley and Dunmanway. Ballinacora now turned, all boats now turned and heading for the shore. But this is going to be a fantastic race on the way back. And it looks like Courtmac now have that to over Castletown Bear, Rosscarbery, Moyles and Dunmanway, following up then by Kilmacsimon Swimming and Rowing Club and the Galley. But at this stage now, Courtmac would seem to be clear in first place, but there is nothing between the next three boats, which is Castletown Bear, Rosscarbery, Moyles. There'll be about a half a link back then, three-quarters of a link. We have Dunmanway and Kilmacsimon Quay, nothing between those, Galley, and then about 6 links back then to Ballinacora. But out ahead now we have Court McShurry, right, and a nice commanding lead there of about 2 links now ahead of the field. But following that then there's nothing between Castletown Bear, Rosscarbery and Moyles. Now if anything, Moyles are quarter of a link back of the two of these, but there's a mighty race on here for second place between Castletown Bear and Rosscarbery. Rosscarbery are closing in on them with every stroke, but it is very, very close now between Castletown Bear and Rosscarbery for the second place. Moyles in third. A dead heat, I would say, after this Moyles in fourth. A dead heat in for Dunmanway and Kilmacsimon Swimming and Rowing Club. Yes, it is, as they go through, it is Castletown Bear after moving ahead of Ross now for the second spot. In fourth spot we have Moyles. Fifth and sixth spot is neck and neck between Kilmacsimon Quay and Dunmanway. And sixth in we have Galley back 6-7 links back then we Ballinacora. But a mighty race on here now for that second spot. Court McShurry with a commanding lead now, but a mighty race on here between whoever about half a link now on Ross. But how will Ross finish? Which of these boats will finish the best? Because second place is there for the taking between second and third. In fourth place, Moyles are hanging on from Dunmanway and Kilmacsimon Quay in the middle. They are followed link back in by Galley. But out ahead now, the Courtmac boat is absolutely flying at this stage with about 2 links over Castletown Bear, a link back to Rosscarbery. Link back to Castletown Bear, another link to Rosscarbery. So that's how they stand at the moment. Court McShurry in first, but Castletown Bear are making a fierce push on the outside. They've moved away from Rosscarbery, who's leaving Rosscarbery on their own in third place. Moyles now, Dunmanway and Kilmacsimon Quay will be battling out for that fourth place. It's very, very close. But out ahead you have Courtmac, Castletown Bear going well for that second place. And in third place you have Rosscarbery out their own. But a mighty battle then on for that fourth place between Moyles, Dunmanway and Kilmacsimon Quay. Back to make it the start line now.
Great race in progress here. Stroke for stroke. Court McShurry are coming out every stroke there. They're moving out. Coming to the line. Court McShurry, Castletown Bear. Going to be Rosscarbery. Moyles here on the near side. Kilmacsimon Quay, Galley Flash, and Ballinacora bring up the rear. What a race, great race.